Young, Young Frogs.
TCU Football with Jim Wacker is brought to you by the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of North Texas, Radio Shack, American Airlines, Blackman Mooring Stamatic, Gatorade, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of North Texas, Union Pacific Resources, Curtis Nooner, Southwest Land Title, Bruce Alford, Cambridge Clothier, Benny Keith Gift Store, Malcolm Loudon, and F. Howard Walsh Jr. Now here's Jim Wacker.
Hi, welcome to the TCU Football Show. Those old Horned Frogs are on a roll, folks. I mean, they're playing pretty good football right now. We're 5-1. We're just coming off a great win over Rice University in Houston. And, of course, today, it's the Baylor Bears in Waco for their homecoming. Is that ever going to be a big one? Well, what about the Rice game? Who were the offensive guns in that one? Well, first of all, of course, it always starts with the trigger man, Tim Shea. He had a great day throwing. Completed 30 out of 47 passes for 347 yards, the most ever for the young freshman. But, hey, he could not have done it unless there were a lot of other guys playing awfully good around him. What about the offensive line? Not one sack. Throw it 47 times and not get sacked once. That's a tremendous tribute to the offensive line. John Marsh in particular, he was our offensive lineman of the game and just had a great game. What about those receivers? Richard Woodley and Shipley and Blackwell. Gee, did they make some big catches. McPherson, the touchdown catch in the end zone where he had to wait all day. We'll take a look at that one. A lot of big plays by a lot of people. Derek Cullors, Motkins running up and down the field. Not only did we outpass Rice, we outrushed Rice. It was a big win for the Horned Frogs. Let's take a look at some of those highlights.
6 weeks into the 1991 season, the TCU Horned Frogs added a new word to their growing offensive vocabulary at Rice: comeback. Despite falling behind by 15 points, Jim Wacker's Frogmen rallied to win their 5th game of the season. TCU scoring its first touchdown on Kelly Blackwell's 7-yard reception.
And they fake to Cullors. He throws a nice block. Shade wide open. There's Blackwell. Kelly Blackwell in the end zone, and there was nobody there around the big tight end, the senior from Fort Worth, Richland, as he picks up his 4th touchdown of the year.
With the score tied at 7, punt returner Anthony Hickman puts TCU in contention for another score with this return.
Hickman is back. He'll take it at the 28-yard line. Up to the 30, the 35, the 40. Still on his feet at midfield. The 45, the 40, all the way down to the 30.
Unable to score, TCU gives the ball back to Rice for one of the season's more bizarre plays. Watch this pass bounce off the leg of the Owls' Lewis Ballady. Tony Rand thinks he has a touchdown. The referees disagree. Let's look at this one again.
We're still tied at 7 from their own 20-yard line. Oh, what a hit!
Not only do the Frogs not get the ball, but the play is nullified, giving Rice a new 1st and 10. Frog fans like Jim Wacker had a hard time figuring that one out. TCU would come back from that, though, and take a 13-7 lead midway through that second quarter, when Tim Shade has all day to find Kyle McPherson here.
Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown is McPherson.
Shade would have another outstanding passing afternoon, 347 yards. Late in the second quarter, this interception, though, leads to one Rice score.
Takes his time, lots of time, and has it picked off at the 42, down to the 30, the 20, inside the 15, the 10. After the interception. Touchdown!
On this Saturday, the Horned Frogs would not become discouraged after falling behind 28-13.
He's going to break the corner, and he's in. Touchdown! A 13-yard touchdown run, and great individual effort by number 45, Trevor Cobb.
Owl fans may have been celebrating and kicking back a bit early, because TCU would score 3 touchdowns in less than 7 minutes.
Shade, a 4-step drop down the middle. Blackwell complete. First down, knocked out of bounds. They need about 6 inches for the first down. Shade gives it the first man through. He has the first down. It was Michael Jackson on the carry. 2nd and 1 from the 12-yard line from the Rice Owls. Shade, all kinds of time. All kinds of time. McPherson knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 3. The Frogs with the option. Colors bounces off 1 tackle. He's in. Touchdown, Derek Colors.
After the colorful freshman makes the score 28-19, TCU turns the momentum right here.
After the 2-yard carry, ball is fumbled. TCU down to the field. Frogs have got it. TCU comes up with a big turnover here. Thomas Lewis on the snap. Greg Willett couldn't hang on to it, and T. Lewis, Artunji Bolin.
TCU Frogs! Let's go! TCU Frogs!
After a beautiful touch pass from Shade to Curtis Motkins, the Horned Frogs go back to their reliable freshman for the score.
Derek Colors is the running back. Colors gets the football. He's got the touchdown the last carry. Colors! Touchdown! Derek Colors with a great individual effort around the left side, and he beat on that play number 3, Joey Wheeler, the linebacker, who has had a lot of big tackles.
And completing the touchdown spree, Curtis Motkins early in the 4th quarter.
Shade gives to Motkins around the right corner, the short side of the field. He's got the room. Touchdown! Kyle McPherson. Oh, Curtis Motkins, rather.
Cotton Bowl! TCU! Cotton Bowl!
TCU fans have a reason to smile. The Frogs are showing their muscle, especially on both lines of scrimmage. On offense, Shade had more than enough time to complete 30 out of his 47 passes.
He's gonna let it fly. Shipley's open. Shipley's got it inside the 20.
Later, we'll show you how TCU stopped Trevor Cobb, the nation's top rusher. But it was a complete effort by the defense. The Frogs holding the Owls to just 113 yards on the ground. And after Rice scored on its first possession after intermission, the defense threw a shutout. So the Frogs are 5-1, and no one is happier than Shade playing his first complete game. He is the main reason TCU had nearly 500 yards on offense.
The team did great. They came up, patted me on the butt at halftime, and it feels good. They all saved my butt, that's for sure. But the defense came out and played when they had to, and I mean, shoot, I'm happy as can be right now. We're 5-1. That's all we can be.
Well, last Saturday, offense did have a big day. But what about that defense? Today with us, we have our defensive end coach, Dan Sharp, the youngest coach on the staff, and also maybe the most enthusiastic. You love it out there, don't you, Daniel?
I really do. I get a lot of enthusiasm up there in that box.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, during the ball game, he's up on top. He's one of those guys trying to analyze what's going on. But, Dan, this last Saturday against Rice, I think it had to be one of our better defensive games. We've been playing really good all year. We're, right now, 19th in the nation in total defense and 11th in rushing defense. We've really done a good job against the run. Tell us about some of those groups. First of all, the guys you coach, those defensive ends, did they have a game?
Well, I'm telling you, they probably played as good together this week as they have all year. Roosevelt and Tunji both.
Oh, I mean, and I think they had 2.5 sacks between them and 7 pressures, made tackles all over the field, week after week, and both graded out 91%. That's incredible.
Right, they're probably playing as good as anybody at the defensive end spot as we've had since you've been here. Probably.
That's right, at least in the last 8 or 9 years, I could say that. The other guy we got to mention today, T. Lewis. T, did he have a game? Tell us a little about Thomas.
T. Lewis probably had his best game of the year. He was up and down that line all over the place. I think he had 8 tackles.
Yep.
Tackle for a loss. Had a pressure. By far his best game.
You bet. And that boy, to see the tackles starting to come on, those young ones,
right.
We've got some injuries.
We needed it.
They need to keep coming on. Linebackers. We had another freshman step out, Michael Moulton. And,
another young guy, Coach. I mean, he had a superb game. He broke up a couple of big pass plays down the stretch there. I think
one hit him right in the back of the head. He was running down the field. That was my favorite one now. That's using your head in this game.
Right. Whatever it takes.
Oh, that's right. And then the other guy we got to mention, boy, in the secondary, those guys keep playing good. But what about Greg Evans? 8 tackles all over the field. What do you think about that youngster right now?
He's playing good right now. He's young, and we expect great things out of him. He's playing really well.
And only a sophomore.
So
that was kind of the defensive package. What a great game they had. And now let's take a look at that Southwest Conference schedule. right at the top of the list, you have to place Roosevelt Collins and Kelly Blackwell. Man, have they had great careers here at TCU. What about Kelly? Everybody always talks about him catching the ball, and obviously last year he had more catches than any tight end in the nation. This year, again, he's leading the nation for tight ends. He's ranked like 9th or 10th in the nation of all receivers catching the ball, having another great year. But you know what I really like about Kelly? He's a fighter, he's a competitor, he's a blocker, he's tough, and he loves to play the game the way you're supposed to play it. The one play Saturday when Watkins breaks that touchdown run for about 15 yards, Kelly Blackwell reaches the defensive end, gets a great block, throws him loose, runs across, blocks the corner, gets 2 blocks, and Watkins goes in untouched. It's as fine a block as I've ever seen. Let's take a look at some of those highlights.
So I threw the defensive end inside and went out and kicked the cornerback out, and all of a sudden I felt Curtis cut up right inside me.
Shade gives to Watkins around the right corner, the short side of the field. He's got some room. Touchdown!
That's the best feeling you could ever feel, is to be able to contribute like that, and to be able to have your effort pay off like that is incredible.
You'll have to excuse Blackwell for getting just a little excited about that play. It seems no one wants to talk about that aspect of his very well-rounded game. The focus, you see, always is on his pass-catching ability, and why not? The senior, the most prolific tight end in Southwest Conference history, already has 37 receptions and 4 touchdowns in just 6 games. And he's not hesitant to talk about this part of his game either.
TCU. I've rededicated myself this season, and I've responded real well. And right now I'm pleased with where I am on receptions and stuff like that, definitely.
At 6 foot 2 inches tall, Blackwell is not built like a prototype tight end. He's shorter and perhaps stronger than most, and he believes it's better to give than receive punishment.
The catch is just getting the ball in your hands. The second part is being able to hit somebody and really responding to that. I mean, defensive backs coming up and all the Rice defensive backs were talking to me saying, "Oh, he hit you hard. You better watch out for him. He's a hard hitter now." And I said, "Here's a ball." I said, "It's a first down, so come back and see me some other time."
Next April, Blackwell will likely be a 2nd or 3rd round pick in the 1992 NFL Draft. The preseason All-American has been working for that day since he stepped on a football field for the first time.
You start to get letters and stuff from people, and it starts to get exciting to know that you're almost to the point where this is your goal all your life, and you're almost there. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a neat feeling inside, and it's something that I definitely look forward to and having the opportunity to do. As long as I stay healthy, hopefully, I'll have that chance.
As you can see, Blackwell is not afraid to express his opinion. He's also not above sharing his exuberance, his love for this game, with a paying customer.
I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just trying to have fun out there, and that's what football's all about. And when I get the fans involved, and when everybody gets involved and gets excited, that makes it so much better for the players, and it gets us up inside. It's fun.
Now let's go back and look at that TCU scrapbook. The year was 1958-59. There was an offensive, defensive tackle on that team that was one of the best ever. His name was Don Floyd. He was all Southwest Conference. He was first-team All-American, and he dominated. Boy, could we use him today against those Baylor Bears.
He was one of TCU's finest players, number 75, Don Floyd. It was common for Floyd to play an entire 60 minutes, starring on both lines of scrimmage. With Floyd as one of its anchors, TCU won the conference in both 1958 and 59. The Horned Frogs going bowling both years.
That is amazing on one squad to have 3 different quarterbacks that have been picked as the Southwest Conference Player of the Week. Now, the sad thing is 2 of those guys aren't healthy. 2 of those guys are out of the lineup, so it all comes down on the young freshman's shoulders, Tim Shade. But again, he's having a heck of a year. But hey, that's not the only one we got hurt. What about losing Richard Woodley? He's his final second leading receiver, by far quickest guy on the field, and did he have a great game Saturday? And the other one, Derek Cullors, the freshman. Right now, he's already scored 8 touchdowns. Folks, that's second in the conference to Trevor Cobb. But again, we're going to miss him. He's got a bad sprained ankle, and he is not going to be going today against the Baylor Bears. So there are some real key people out. The good news is we've got some depth. There are going to be some other guys like Stu Dickens and Michael Jackson that get a chance to play. And I promise you this, they're going to play hard, they're going to play good, and we're not going to miss a beat.
Derek Cullors is the running back. Cullors gets the football. He's got the touchdown, the last carry. Cullors! He jumps over. Down the middle. Touchdown! Derek Cullors, touchdown! Touchdown! Derek Cullors with a great individual effort.
Anyone who's watched Derek Cullors' short but swift collegiate career is aware that there is something special about this freshman from the Oak Cliff neighborhood of Dallas. It's not so much that he scored 7 touchdowns, the most on the team, and one off the Southwest Conference freshman record. It's the way he's lit up the scoreboard with moves seemingly beyond his 18 years.
Still on his feet. Nice block at the 30. The 35-yard line, bounces around, tries to cut back against the grain.
He can stop on a dime and leave change. And I think that's the special part of Derek Cullors that goes along with his athletic ability.
Maybe it's not all his athleticism, but the attitude with which he approaches his game.
I'm kind of surprised myself that I'm doing this good. I always look at a game as if they're just average players, just like me. They're another football player, just on another team at a different level.
One characteristic, though, that can turn talent into greatness is character. One thing that I think that he has and he shows is temperament. He doesn't say too much, he hangs around with, the rest of the freshmen and some of the upperclassmen. Doesn't expect a lot of accolades and a lot of pats on the back. He just does his job, and that's a lot of upperclassmen like to see that out of the freshmen.
Down to the 25-yard line before he finally gets pushed out of bounds, and we've got a...
Cullors will not score a touchdown at Baylor today. The first Saturday, we can say that. Cullors is out for 2 weeks after this injury in the 4th quarter against Rice.
And I heard it pop. I thought it was broke. And then we got x-rays. They said it wasn't broke, so I was happy.
How long will you be out?
No later than next week. I'll be practicing next week.
Without Cullors in the lineup, junior running back Curtis Modkins will see more playing time. No doubt the incumbent is being pushed by the talented freshman. How does Modkins see the competition?
It kind of pushes everybody, but in a way, you kind of take you out your game, man, because you have to keep coming in and out. You can't get the feel of the game, but you got to do what the coach say, though.
This is my first year in, so I don't mind the rotation. By me rotating, I'm getting to learn the teams, and my sophomore year, Curtis will be a senior. And by the time my junior year come around, I really plan on being the only back, getting the ball.
For his part, Jim Wacker is thankful he has 2 backs that average 4.5 yards every time they touch the ball. And although he's scored 7 touchdowns, Cullors' longest run has been 14 yards. He says not to worry, his moment, in fact more than one, will come. Just keep watching.
I'm not really concentrating on, I gotta get along. I'm just taking them play by play, and I believe eventually I'm gonna get that break and I'm gonna be gone.
Derek Cullors, is he a fun back to watch? Man alive, he gets the ball in the end zone about as good as any we've had. But a lot of other guys played really good on Saturday. How about that passing attack? How about a young freshman quarterback that throws for 347 yards? The poise, the composure, that's the thing I think I really like the best about Tim. And to be honest, I think he learned that from Leon Clay. Leon is a tremendously poised quarterback, and that's as good a quality, as good a thing as you can have going. I'll never forget, on the 1 touchdown throw, Tim takes a snap from the center as he's dropping back. He takes his right hand off the football, rubs it on his jersey a couple times like he's cleaning it off. Then he bounces around back there. It takes a month of Sundays. He's got all day to throw the ball. Receivers are running all over, and Kyle Mack just stands there in the end zone waving his hand. Finally, Tim sees him, throws a strike, touchdown. Oh, was that a big score. Let's take a look at the American Airlines play of the game.
It's 3rd and 10 for TCU. Cullors in a 1-back set now moves out of the slot position. Shade's going to throw. A long way to go. There at the 27. He's got all kinds of time. Now he's going to let it fly wide open in the end zone. Touchdown is McPherson. Wide open, a 27-yard touchdown pass, and Tim Shade had a lot of time, and so did Kyle McPherson, who gets his 3rd touchdown of the year.
Challenge, I'll tell you. They've got 8 seniors starting on defense and 3 juniors. They've got 6 seniors starting on offense. They are a veteran team and some of the best players in the nation. Santana Dotson, J.J. Joe. They don't come any better than those guys. We're going to have to really play tough up there in Waco. There is no question about that. But you know what? Hey, are those wins ever fun? Are they ever a good reason to lay it all on the line? Because there's nothing worse than losing, and there's no better feeling in the world than winning. Everybody knows that. What about in the locker room afterwards? We do a lot of silly things after we've won a ball game, but one of the most fun is when Ed Galavis gets out there and does his dance. I'll tell you what, he adds a lot to our football team.
It's something to look forward to after a win.
Last few years, we only probably seen it about once a year, and it's exciting.
What is it that has the Horned Frogs so anxious to get to the locker room after a win? Is it Coach Wacker's post-game speech?
Get the offensive line play!
Maybe a chance to talk with the press.
Exhausted. You know, you got to leave everything on.
Better yet, maybe it's Ed Galavis' Mexican hat dance.
For some reason, the guys just kid about me being Hispanic. Nothing racial about it, but I just, for one reason, got in this crazy mood and just threw a helmet down and started doing my Mexican hat dance around it.
It's really neat when he gets out there and does it, because everyone gets around and they throw out helmets and they throw out towels for the hat, and then everyone starts singing the chant, and he just starts going around dancing. It's a pretty exciting thing.
He does a great job with it. He all gets psyched up, and we all get psyched up, and it's something fun. You know, it gets everybody together, and it's pretty neat to watch.
They provide the music. You know, they clap, they hum, and they really like it. So that, you know, when they get involved, I kind of ham it up.
Ed Galavis, he is a fun member of this football team. I'll guarantee you, he makes things happen now. But you know, some other guys have to make things happen. We always talk about offense, defense. What about specialty teams? We have 2 guys on this football team that are playing lights out right now on specialty teams. One, Toby Morey. You know, he is averaging over 25 yards a return on kickoff returns. That puts him #1 in the conference, in the Southwest Conference. He's one of the top in the nation. And he just broke the all-time record at TCU for most kickoff return yardage ever. How about Anthony Hickman, huh? He does a great job at cornerback, already has 3 interceptions, but returning punts, he is 2nd in the Southwest Conference right now, 0.2 of a yard out of first place. Those specialty teams are critically important, folks, and thank goodness we've got Morey and Hickman on our side. Now, what about this week? What about today playing those Baylor Bears? What a great challenge. What a fun game. And it's going to be on Raycom TV, 12 noon. You tune in. It's their homecoming, but for the Horned Frogs, it's a chance to go 6-1. It's a chance to break into the top 25. We are looking forward to this one, folks. See it today. Hi.